You didn't end up here by coincidence. Something within you felt it before your mind could form a reason. Your attention slowed down. Your focus shifted. For a brief instant, everything else faded into the background, as if the world around you lost its urgency. That small pause carries more weight than it seems to. It suggests that a quieter, deeper part of you recognized something familiar in these words, as if they were meant to reach you at this exact moment in your life. Not earlier, not later, right now. Because something in you is already changing, even if you can't fully describe it yet. A phase of your life is gently closing, while another is beginning to take shape in silence. And what is moving toward you is not confusion, not pressure, not uncertainty, but clarity, softness, understanding, and a kind of love that does not demand you to become someone else before you are ready. Stay with this moment. Let your inner tension ease a little. Allow yourself to stop bracing for what comes next. What you are about to receive is not here to impress you. It is here to meet you exactly where you stand. There are too many coincidences stacked together for this to be meaningless. The moment your attention stopped here, the way your thoughts softened, the way something inside you responded without needing permission. None of this is random. This is not just another piece of content passing through your feed to be forgotten in minutes. This moment feels different because it is different for you. It was already in motion before you even began your day. It was moving toward you before you became aware that you needed something like this. Whatever intelligence you believe in, life, the universe, timing, or something beyond words, does not move without direction. And somehow, you were guided here with quiet precision, not force. What follows has the potential to shift how you see your future, how you interpret your emotional world, and how you allow yourself to receive the kind of love that is already approaching you in subtle ways. Even now, something unseen is forming. Not loud, not dramatic. Something gentle, almost unnoticeable on the surface, but deeply recognizable to a part of you that doesn't rely on logic alone. A kind of love is approaching you. Not the kind that drains you. Not the kind that confuses you. Not the kind that makes you question your value or leaves you feeling like you must constantly prove yourself. This is something entirely different. It will feel like returning to a place you forgot you once belonged. Like warmth after a long emotional winter. Like breathing freely after holding tension for far too long. It will bring peace to parts of you that have carried silent weight for years. It will give meaning to private pain you never fully expressed, to nights you endured alone, to moments when you questioned whether real love was even meant for you, to times when you convinced yourself that depth like that only existed for others. And yes, it may arrive through someone unexpected, a younger presence, someone sincere, emotionally open in their own way, someone whose intentions are not hidden behind games or confusion, a connection that feels as if it was already in motion long before either of you understood its direction. You may doubt this. You may question why this message would apply to you. You may wonder if it is simply coincidence or imagination filling in gaps. But something in you already knows why you stopped here. You have been seen in ways you were never fully acknowledged for. The struggles you carried quietly were not invisible. The moments you felt alone, even in crowded rooms, were not unnoticed. The nights you swallowed your pain just to get through the next day were not ignored by life itself. Even the strength it took to keep going when you felt empty inside mattered. Especially that. Your desire for something real, something deeper than surface-level connection, has been understood more than you realize. And this message arrives as a reminder that what you long for is not impossible, not unrealistic, and not reserved for someone else. It is real, and it is closer than your doubt wants you to believe. A younger soul may enter your life in a way that gently softens the parts of you that learn to harden over time. They will not just see the version of you present to the world, they will notice what lies underneath it. Your scars will not scare them, your past will not push them away. Instead, they will recognize the resilience it took for you to become who you are. They will see depth where you once saw flaws. They will accept what you tried to hide, not with hesitation, but with understanding. They will not try to rewrite your story. They will choose to walk within it with you. And together, step by step, something new will begin to form, something that once felt out of reach. Perhaps past experiences taught you to be cautious about differences, expectations, or what others might think. Perhaps you learned to filter love through opinions that were never truly yours. Maybe hesitation grew from judgment or fear of being misunderstood. But real alignment does not follow rigid rules created by fear or social expectation. When two people are meant to meet, it is not age, background, or outside opinion that defines the connection. It is emotional safety, respect, shared understanding, and the quiet stability that forms when two inner worlds recognize each other. The person moving toward you is not untouched by life either. They have faced disappointment. They have questioned love. They have experienced confusion and emotional uncertainty too. And through all of it, they were being shaped, prepared in ways they did not fully understand. And so were you. Every lesson you lived through mattered. Every heartbreak refined your awareness. Every disappointment removed what was not aligned. Nothing was wasted, even when it felt meaningless at the time. If you feel a subtle calm while hearing this, do not dismiss it. If something inside you feels slightly lighter, pay attention to that. If there is a quiet sense of recognition, that is not imagination, it is resonance. This is your inner world responding to something it already understands. You are being invited into openness again, into trust again, into allowing hope to exist without immediately shutting it down, into loosening your grip on what hurt you so something new can finally reach you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are simply arriving at the part of your story where things begin to shift in a direction you once quietly wished for. And you are welcome here. You did not find this moment by accident. Something within you responded before your thoughts could catch up. Your attention slowed, your awareness shifted, and for a brief pause, everything else seemed to fall away. The usual noise lost its weight, even if only for a second. That small opening matters more than it appears. It suggests a quieter, deeper part of you recognizes something familiar in what you are reading right now, as if, on some level, this message was always going to reach you at this exact point in your life, not before, not after, but now. Because something inside you is already in motion. Even if you cannot fully name it yet, change is unfolding. One phase is gently fading out while another is beginning to form beneath the surface. And what is moving toward you is not chaos or confusion, but something softer, clarity, emotional steadiness, understanding, and a kind of love that does not ask you to become someone else in order to be valued. Stay with this moment for a little longer. Allow the tension you may not even realize you are holding to loosen. You are not being rushed here. You are not being pushed. What you are receiving is meant to meet you where you already are. There is a reason your attention stayed, a reason your thoughts didn't immediately move on, a reason something in you continued reading even when there was no obligation to do so. None of this is random in the way it feels random. This is not just another passing message in an endless stream of content. It feels different because for you, it is different. It aligns with something already happening inside your emotional world, something that began long before you opened this page. Whatever name you give it, timing, life, intuition, or something beyond explanation, there is a sense that you were guided here gently, without force or pressure. And what follows may influence the way you understand your future, your emotional patterns, and your capacity to receive connection again. Even now, something subtle is taking shape. Not loud, not dramatic, just steady and quiet, like something forming in the background of your awareness, something that doesn't rely on logic to be felt. A certain kind of love is approaching. Not the kind that overwhelms you or leaves you uncertain about where you stand. Not the kind that drains your energy or makes you question your worth. Not the kind that turns connection into confusion. This is something different entirely. It feels like returning to a place within yourself you thought you had lost access to. like warmth after a long emotional distance, like ease returning to places that once carried tension for too long. It brings a sense of calm to parts of you that have held silent weight for years. It also gives meaning to things you never fully spoke about. The private moments of struggle, the quiet endurance, the times you questioned whether deep, genuine connection was even meant for you at all. And yes, it may arrive through someone you did not expect. A younger presence, someone sincere in their expression, emotionally open in a way that feels unforced, and honest in intention rather than complicated by games or uncertainty. A connection that does not feel manufactured but naturally unfolding. You might question this. You might wonder why it would apply to you specifically. You might even feel the urge to dismiss it as coincidence or imagination filling emotional gaps. But something in you already understands why you are still here reading. You have carried things quietly that others never saw, the internal battles that had no audience, the moments of isolation even when surrounded by people, the effort it took just to continue functioning when your emotional strength felt depleted. None of that went unnoticed in the way it felt unnoticed. Even your desire for something deeper, something stable, meaningful, and emotionally real has been part of your inner world for far longer than you may realize. And this message arrives as a reminder that what you long for is not unrealistic, not foolish, and not reserved for someone else. It is not out of reach in the way doubt tells you it is. The idea of this connection may involve a younger soul entering your life and gently softening the parts of you that learn to protect themselves too tightly. They will not be focused on perfection or appearance. They will be drawn to what is real underneath it all. Your history will not scare them away. Your imperfections will not reduce your value in their eyes. Instead, they will recognize the strength it took to carry what you have carried. They will see depth where you once saw flaws. And they will respond with acceptance rather than hesitation. They will not try to rewrite your story. They will choose to walk alongside it with you. Still, you may have learned caution from the past. You may have absorbed beliefs about what love should look like, what is acceptable, what others might think, or what rules must be followed. And those beliefs may have caused hesitation, especially around differences or expectations. But genuine connection does not operate within rigid external rules. When two people align in a meaningful way, what matters is not outside opinion or fixed labels, but emotional safety, mutual respect, shared understanding, and the calm recognition that develops when two inner worlds feel at ease with one another. The person moving toward you is also not untouched by life. They have faced confusion, disappointment, and moments of emotional uncertainty too. And through those experiences, they have been shaped into someone capable of deeper understanding, just as you have been shaped through your own journey. Nothing you went through was wasted. Even the painful parts contributed to where you are now. Every ending, every disappointment, every moment of rebuilding played a role in bringing you here. If you feel even a slight sense of calm while reading this, don't ignore it. If something within you feels a little lighter, pay attention. If there is a quiet recognition that cannot be fully explained, that is not randomness, it is resonance. This is your inner self responding to something it recognizes before your mind can fully interpret it. You are being invited into openness again, into trust that does not require certainty to exist, into hope that does not immediately collapse under fear, into a softer way of moving forward without carrying the full weight of what once hurt you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are simply arriving at a point in your life where something begins to shift in a direction you once quietly longed for, and you are welcome here. It arrives as a quiet signal that the period of waiting is gradually coming to an end. What you have long imagined in your heart is not unrealistic, not naive, and not something reserved for other people who seem luckier or more deserving. It is not a fantasy built for stories or distant dreams. It is real, it exists, and it is closer than your doubt has allowed you to believe. A younger presence may enter your life in a way that gently touches and heals parts of you that you thought had already learned to live without comfort. This person will not only notice what you show to the world, they will notice what you tried to hide. They will see the scars you carry and understand the strength it took to survive what created them. Where you once saw flaws, they will see depth. Where you judged yourself, they will respond with acceptance. Where you questioned your worth, they will recognize your resilience. They will understand that your past shaped you, but it does not confine you. And instead of turning away from your story, they will move closer to it with care. Not to fix you, not to change you, but to walk beside you, step by step, in a shared direction toward a future that once felt out of reach. Maybe life taught you to be careful about certain differences. Maybe people around you gave you rules about what love is supposed to look like. Maybe expectations, opinions, or fear influenced choices that were not entirely your own. And perhaps because of that, you learned to close doors before ever fully seeing what was behind them. But real connection is not governed by rigid external rules. When two people are truly aligned, what matters is not labels or assumptions. It is emotional safety, mutual respect, understanding, growth, and the steady rhythm that forms when two lives begin to move in harmony. The person moving toward you is not untouched by life either. They have faced disappointment, confusion, and moments where love felt uncertain or out of reach. Through those experiences, they have also been shaped, refined into someone capable of deeper presence, clearer intention, and more honest connection, just as you have been shaped through your own journey. Nothing you went through was wasted, not the heartbreak, not the silence, not the rebuilding. Every experience removed what could not stay and strengthened what needed to grow. Even the detours were part of the path that brought you here. If something in you feels calmer while reading this, do not dismiss it. If your breathing feels easier, if your chest feels lighter, if something within you feels quietly understood, pay attention. That is not imagination, that is recognition. It is your inner world responding to something it already understands beneath thought. This is an invitation to open again, not through force, not through urgency, but through readiness, to loosen the grip of old fear, to release what once hurt you without letting it define what comes next, to allow space for something gentler to enter your life. You are already enough. You are already whole. This connection is not arriving to complete you or repair you. It is arriving to meet you fully, honestly, and without conditions. To stand beside what already exists within you and build something shared from that place. For a long time, you may have looked outward for validation, accepting less than you deserved simply because you forgot your own value. That chapter is ending. A new one is forming, one built on emotional safety, mutual respect, patience, trust, and a sense of peace that does not require explanation. You may wonder when this person will appear or how you will recognize them. But that uncertainty is not meant to create anxiety. It is meant to prepare your awareness. Perhaps they are already somewhere in your world, closer than you realize. Or perhaps they are still approaching step by step, without either of you fully seeing the alignment taking shape yet. When the connection arrives as it is meant to, it will not feel forced. It will not feel confusing or unstable. It will feel steady, familiar in a way you cannot logically explain, calm in a way that quiets doubt instead of amplifying it, natural rather than intense. Trust that timing is working in your favor, even when you cannot see the full picture. What is meant for you does not arrive late, and it does not arrive early. It arrives when you are able to receive it without losing yourself in it. And when this love finally becomes present in your life, it may feel less like discovering something entirely new and more like remembering something your spirit already knew. There will be a moment of quiet recognition, not loud, not dramatic, just a deep internal certainty that does not need validation from the outside world, a sense that something has finally aligned into place. In that moment, it may feel as though what you were searching for was also searching for you all along. And when they meet you, something in them will settle as well. The uncertainty they once carried will begin to quiet. The questions they once held about love, timing, and connection will start to dissolve. In your presence, they will feel a sense of arrival, like the search they did not fully understand has finally ended. There will be no need to chase clarity or force answers, just recognition, just ease, just the feeling that what was scattered has found form. Not everyone around you will understand this kind of connection. Some people may only recognize the version of you that struggled, doubted, or remained small. And when they see you stepping into something stable and meaningful, their reactions may not always reflect understanding. Some may question it. Some may project their own fears onto it. Some may disguise discomfort as concern. That is why discernment becomes important. Not every voice deserves access to your inner world. Not every opinion carries insight, and not every judgment is rooted in truth. Protect what brings you peace. Pay attention to what feels steady within you. Notice how your body and spirit respond when something is aligned. That internal sense of calm often speaks more honestly than outside noise ever will. This connection is not a mistake or an accident. It is not something random or without meaning. It is a continuation of your unfolding path, arriving at the point where you are able to meet it with awareness instead of confusion. Many people project their own unresolved fears and experiences onto others without realizing it. Some struggle to see happiness clearly because they are still processing their own pain. That is not your burden to carry. What is yours to protect is your growth, your peace, and your ability to remain open without returning to patterns that diminish you. Choose people who celebrate your becoming, those who do not feel threatened by your healing, those who respect your boundaries, those who recognize your progress without needing to minimize it, those who are able to be present without turning your joy into comparison. And as you continue forward, carry this understanding with you. What is meant for you will not require you to abandon yourself in order to receive it.